The Aluminium Stewardship Initiative has a mission to foster the responsible production, sourcing, and stewardship of aluminium. The ASI Certification program was launched in 2017, and almost 200 ASI certifications have been issued so far against ASI's Performance Standard and Chain of Custody Standard. Over the past 3 years, building on implementation experience, feedback from members and auditors, as well as inputs from experts during 2 public consultations, ASI has revised its 2 standards. The revised standards, supporting guidance documents, assurance manual, claims guide, and new glossary were formally launched on May 19, 2022. What's new in greenhouse gas emissions? Requirements relating to the disclosure of material GHG emissions, management systems, and operating controls remain in the updated version of the ASI Performance Standard Principle 5, but these are now expanded to apply to all entities, not just those active in smelting. Moreover, many of the existing criteria have been rewritten to provide an overall stricter standard in relation to GHG emissions reduction through the following new requirements. The existing emissions intensity threshold of 8 tons of CO2 equivalent per ton of aluminium for aluminium smelters for Scope 1 and 2 emissions has been revised to include Scope 3 emissions, which equates to 11 tons of CO2 equivalent per ton of aluminium for primary metal. All entities, wherever they operate along the value chain, are required to establish a GHG emissions reduction plan that is consistent with a below 1.5 degrees Celsius warming scenario. All entities will be required to develop an emissions reduction pathway that includes intermediate reduction targets and addresses all direct and indirect GHG emissions. A requirement for all certified entities to publicly disclose their GHG emissions and energy use data and to independently verify such information prior to publication. In the current absence of an internationally accepted methodology that is compatible to all members throughout the aluminium supply chain, the standard will not require certified entities to commit to a single method when developing climate science-aligned reduction pathways. ASI is working with partners to develop a method that can be endorsed by the Standards Committee. ASI is working with partners to develop a method that can be endorsed by the Standards Committee, referenced in updated guidance, and used by certifying entities to articulate their emissions reduction pathways and targets. We are working towards making such a method available by the end of 2022. If you have any questions about the 2022 standards, hop on our website and go to the help desk. We've got a section with more details. If you can't find the answer to your question, you can contact us.